Lord have mercy. All right, good morning, everyone. Today I wanted to talk with you all about would you mind grabbing that door for me? The ultimate follow-up blueprint. Full disclosure, there is nothing new under the sun. This is not my original content. I steal from everyone just like everyone else steals from everyone else. So you have this in your email to follow up, but I saw this. And so with a lot of these things that I do, and I've signed up for various types of coaching and other programs over the years, I spend the time and effort to sign up for these things, even the free things that you put your email and phone number into, and then Tom Ferry starts calling you nonstop and things like that, so that you don't have to. So this is one of those, I don't know where this came from, but it makes a lot of sense. And the follow-up is sort of the constant struggle in all of sales, but especially in real estate. So this is a great little thing. It's from a company called LinkU. And here you go. Did you know only 2% of sales happen during the first point of contact, while 80% occur during the 6th to 12th contact? So think about when you're reaching out to people, if you get an online lead or an open house lead, or someone says, hey, my cousin is thinking about selling, I'd like you to give them a call. Do you reach out to them once or twice, or do you reach out to them 6 to 12 times? So that's something to bear in mind. Here's a real estate agent, right? All kinds of things happening around him. So here are your 10 biggest follow-up mistakes. Reason number 1, not calling or following up at all, right? How many people have gotten a lead from someone, or you ran into someone at the grocery store? This happened to me at PetSmart or Petco a while back. Ran into a former client, and she said, oh, I'm so glad I ran into you. You know, we've been thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. I said, yeah, we should get on a phone call and chat, and maybe I can drop by, see what you've done with the house, and we can talk further. Now I went right home and shot her a text and then followed up with a note. So, I did follow up on that, but I've been doing this a while. But you run into people and you say, oh yeah, let's get together, let's chat. And then you don't make the first move, they don't make the first move, and nobody makes any move. And then when they are ready to move, their neighbor 4 houses down, who has a real estate license, has sold their house. So be sure to call, follow up, shoot a text. Even in that moment, you can say, hey, let me send you a quick text just as a reminder for me, kind of thing. Let me get your cell phone number, right? Now you have it in there. See, here we are waiting for the phone to ring. Reason number 2, not calling or following up enough, right? 1 and done is not acceptable. 2 and done is not acceptable. 80% of all sales are made between the 5th and 12th contact, yet 44% of us give up after the very first attempt, right? And why do we do that?
Because we don't want to be pressuring, or
we don't want to come off as being pressuring or pushy. We don't want to be bothersome. We don't want to be rude, right? No, they'll let you know if you're being rude. They'll either ghost you after the 12th attempt to contact them, or they'll write back and say, hey, not right now, not interested, or, we're not going to do anything until next spring. Fine. They'll let you know. Reason number 3, not scheduling time to follow up or inconsistent follow-up. So you've got to get into a rhythm with this, right? So, you've got to set reminders in your phone, put it on your calendar, track in your CRM. Hey, I called so-and-so, left a message, and then, put a note somewhere to call and follow up later in the week. But the consistency is the key. And also the key is using multiple channels and mediums, which is not the plural of medium. So text them, call them, email them. If you're friends with them on Instagram, comment on one of their posts, or direct message them if you see something that fits. So if you're talking with someone about gardening, and maybe they need they are thinking about, okay, well, in the, right now it's so hot and dry, nothing's going to grow. I want to redo my yard. Well, let's talk about it in the fall. I'll give you a recommendation for someone. If you see something on Instagram, for example, that would look good in their yard, like they're talking about hydrangea or crepe myrtles, send them the picture and say, hey, I saw this, made us think of our conversation. This is a beautiful knockout azalea, or what Encore azalea, I think, is the new fancy one now, where they bloom multiple times a year. So, things like that, just try and get them in different areas and really build that connection. Reason number 4, waiting too long to follow up, right? Strike while the iron's hot, right? They say that because it's true, right? While it's on your mind, while it's on their mind, make that first connection, right? Same thing with follow up down the line, immediately and often, they say. You don't want to lose that rapport. If you have a conversation going on social media or in text, try and keep it going. Don't stay up till midnight, like teenagers texting back and forth and things like that. If you don't want to, I mean, some people do that, but find appropriate ways to keep that conversation going. I have clients that have become friends that, they'll text me. I had this happen the other day. I haven't told you yet, Jan. Javi and Jamar, their AC went out upstairs. They're like, oh my God, it's so hot. Do you have a guy? Like, yep, here's my guy. 2 days later, I'm following up again. Hey, how'd that work out? How's the AC? Right? I probably do with some of you guys, right? If I send you a referral to a vendor, did you get connected? How's he treating you? Right? Because I want to know these things, right? My first thing is I want to know, if I send someone to a client's house, are they doing the job? Did we solve your problem? Was this a good fit for you? And if it's not, I want to know, because that may mean the vendor comes off my list.
That's what I told mine.
Right.
Just last week, somebody told me.
Right. But more importantly, for my clients, I have that care and concern of like, okay, you still sweating? Thank God you have dual zone, because you can sleep downstairs if you need to.
Right.
But did Caleb take care of you? Did everything work out? How are you doing? Right. And that impresses upon them that I really care about their situation and their home and their lives. So keep that rapport going. Don't let it cool off. Here's a guy having fun from way back in the day.
He is having a great time.
He's having a great time, especially with that old computer. That's how long he's been in the business.
yeah.
Does he have a floppy disk in there, or what?
That's the 3.5 right there.
Yeah, man.
Reason number 5, lack in variety in follow-up. You can't just keep calling them and say, hey, just checking in. Hey, just checking in. Hey, just checking in. Right? Kind of like I was talking about with, messaging them on Instagram if you see something you think they would like, or oddly enough, we've had a lot of friends and clients that they're going either to England or Amsterdam lately, and we did that back in December. So if I see things like that, like, oh my God, we were just there a few months ago. Isn't it great? Right. But also with your different types of touches, texting, voicemails. Oh my God, handwritten notes. What? You're kidding me. No. Letters, postcards, personal visits, also called a pop by, Facebook message, Instagram message, you name it, those kinds of things. Right. Pop bys are great if you hear or learn of a special need that somebody has, right? I've done this before where, especially if they're out of the area, if a client is sick, there's various websites that you can go to and like overnight them soup kind of thing, or overnight them a little care package kind of thing. That's a great little pop by. Now it's a little expensive to do that. It's probably, $40 or $50 to send them,
Yeah.
2 bowls of soup, but it's those kinds of things that really make an impact. Reason number 6, no purpose in your call or follow-up, right? I'm calling to touch base with you, right? It goes nowhere, right? Always have a good strategic reason for your follow-up, and, don't use your flip phone. So again, remind them of their goals. Like, oh, hey, when we ran into each other at Petco, you said you were looking to buy a house, a little bit of acreage because you wanted to set up a kennel. Have you given any more, I thought about you today. Have you given any more thought to that? Would you like to get together? Right? I'm calling to touch base with you about your kennel idea. No,
Mhm.
conversation, genuine concern, right? Say, hey, this crossed my mind. I thought I'd reach out. We talked about this. Where are you in your thinking on this? Is there anything I can do to help? Do I need to facilitate a conversation with somebody else? Have you talked to the city about permitting? Maybe that's a good place to start. And be of value, be of service, be of good ear for someone to bounce ideas off of. But don't be out there like a sleazy salesperson just saying, hey, ready to sell, ready to sell.
Mhm.
Reason number 7, ignoring your database, right? We spend a lot of time building our network and building our database, and then we don't do anything with them. If you're not sending out at least monthly emails to people, Moxie does neighborhood news. There's any number of other things. You can put together something from Keeping Current Matters. There is various things on the cafe, Hub, Foster, whatever we're calling it now, that you can put together a quick email, right? Moxie Campaigns is there for you to use. You can do that, and there's information on the Long & Foster Success Path on how to set up and use Moxie Campaigns. That is one way to, touch them and provide valuable information. So make sure that you are touching your database regularly and working through that database to hit everyone, right? Don't stick your head in the sand. Reason number 8, raise your hand if you don't have an organized database,
Mhm.
right? You've got to use your Goldmine pipeline from Sherry Johnson. You've got to use your Moxie. You've got to categorize these people into, are they looking to buy or sell within the next 3 months? That's your hot list. Anywhere between 3 months to 6 months is your warm list. Anything outside of 6 months, we'll call it a lukewarm list or a tepid list. But start there, right? And assign some categories to them, right? So the hot list and warm list, that's a ninja practice. Buffini, they categorize everyone in the database A, B, C, D. And for those in the Peanut Gallery and Buffini coaching, what does D stand for?
Yeah.
Bueller. What does D stand
Bueller.
for, Ryan?
Dead.
Dead or delete,
Okay, delete.
Delete.
right? So
I said that too, Ryan.
yeah, so
Dead.
look at your database. So here's the number 1 D category person to delete. You talk to them, you look them up. They bought a house last year. Not with you. Bye-bye.
Right.
Bye-bye.
And like I said, we have Moxie. There, other things out there. I've seen people with post-it note systems. I started with the spreadsheet. Anything to organize your people and organize the contact with them. But a CRM is the number 1 way to do it. Oh, look, here's a picture of my desk from not long ago. That used to be me.
That's Jenny's desk now.
It's just Jenny's wall
That's
now.
Jenny's wall.
All right, reason number 9, not collecting data or out-of-date data. Have you ever talked to someone and say, yeah, we'll chat, and then you go to chat with them and you don't have them in your phone? Or you have an old like EDU email address for them,
Right.
right? Or you have an email address for a company they no longer work for, right? So make sure you collect the data, right? Say, oh yeah, we should chat. What did I say again? Hey, let me send you a quick text so you have my number, I have your number,
Right.
right? Or let me email that to you. Let me, here's my phone. Type in your email address so that I don't misspell it. I'll send that to you as soon as I get back to the office, right? And then when you have that data, put it in your CRM, put it in Moxie, whatever you're using, but save it, put it in your contacts especially. But save that information because you want to track that. And then with the data, you can expand upon it, right? You can capture their birthday as you see it, right? One of the things that we do, which is not required, is a great practice. It's great for safety as well as data collection. And I did this last night with clients. Hey, while I have you on the phone, go ahead, text me your email address so that I can just copy and paste right into Real Scout and I don't have to worry about misspelling it. And then just so I can open the file, send me pictures of your driver's licenses. Kim and John are going to ask for it for mortgage,
Yeah.
right? Because they need that information. So now I have that in there and it's a little bit of a safety feature in case I go missing. I at least have their driver's licenses, but also I have their birth dates, right? Which goes right into the CRM. And so it pops up as a reminder. It's like, oh, Scott's birthday is at the end of the month. Great. Let me send him a note. Let me send him a birthday card. That's one more follow-up touch, right? Reason number 10, no effective follow-up automation. Now, this is where this worksheet and this whole plan that I've stolen from someone, they're going to start trying to sell you things, right? Because they have a CRM they want you to buy. But what they're saying here is true. You don't have to use their stuff, right? So try to automate as much as you can, right? One little trick, and I forget who I was talking with the other day, but we both, another realtor, we both like to do birthday cards. And so I said, my system is if I get a little ahead of myself on birthday cards, so like, okay, June 1, and I see I have 20 birthday cards to send out, I may sit and do all 20 all at once. Now, I'm not going to send them all out on June 1, because you don't want to send a June 1 birthday card for someone whose birthday is June 30th. It'll get lost and be somewhat ineffective. So what I do before I put stamps on the envelopes is I just take pencil and write in the corner where the stamp would go the date that I should mail it, right? So if the birthday is June 30th, I'll probably write, 20 on there. And then I'll put a stamp over that little number and no one ever sees it, not even the Postmaster General, and it goes in the mail. And that's a little automated system, right? It's a little, life hack or business hack. But again, Moxie and other CRMs will send you these reminders. Put them in your calendar. If you use iCal on Apple or Outlook Calendar, you can set up these reminders so that it becomes more purposeful and more automatic. Follow-up assessment, you all have this in your email, this whole PDF. So here are things, you need to be adding in every Tom Ferry teaches this, Brian Buffini teaches this, Sweat Hogs teaches this, Ninja teaches this. You need to be constantly adding new contacts to your database, right? If you don't know where to go find new people, you need to go out and find new people. Join a networking group, go join the Chamber of Commerce, go to a fundraiser, do the Alzheimer's walk, do, whatever, but you've got to get out, right? Import contacts from other sources. If you, connect with people on Facebook, it's like, oh my God, yeah, we ran into each other at, so-and-so's party. It's great to reconnect with you. Friend them on Facebook, try and gather their information. Don't be a creeper, don't be a stalker, but, build those relationships. Develop a follow-up schedule, right? The top couple on this list are probably a little better than the bottom 3, right? Especially the very last one, but develop a schedule. Right? If you're never going to follow up with someone, you should probably take them on off the list. And if you're never going to follow up with anyone at all, you may want to take yourself off the list. This is a business of follow-up. Use a follow-up schedule. Again, use your calendar, put it in there. Different contact methods, right? Targeting existing leads and past clients only. Phone, email, text messaging, postcards, social media, some other kind of mailer. Retargeting or online ads, right? You can take classes online to learn how to do targeted marketing with Facebook and target people that you already know, kind of thing. Events, we love events. What's that, Ryan?
I was gonna jump in again real fast. So I got more information from the last time we talked about this from the Delightful Deliveries company that
Mhm.
is rushing through all of the mastermind groups that I seem to find out. Um, they charge you $850 for a year. You can structure the deliveries however you want. It's approximately $14 per delivery at that point. They give you 10 pop buys every month, except
Mm.
how the 850 membership is structured is it's 60 pop buys. It's approximately 6 months of 10 people per month.
Okay.
They will come to you and pick up any content that you'd like to send. You can send it to different addresses every time. It's not the same 10. So you could do every other month 10 people, 10 new people, or you could do every month for 6 months, and you could do different people every month with different themes. They treat it like Amazon, where they tell you when they're going out, they tell you what they're putting out in case you want to change it, and then they text you a picture of it at the
Ah,
doorstop when they've dropped off so that you then can send that to somebody if you'd want. I am going to do it. I'm actually going to sign. I talked to her on the phone on Friday when I was in the office. She is a super nice woman, and it is a very tight ship. So, you
good.
know, I intend to keep doing a number of pop buys on my own, obviously, because sometimes it's just more convenient that way. But if you've got people that you just can't seem to remember, or you just can't seem to make it buy their property easily, often, this might be a killer solution. They do it a la carte also, but if you want to be on the subscription, it's a little bit cheaper, and all you need to do is give them your cards and whatever you'd want. They have a bunch of ideas. It's always seasonal. It is not branded in any way, shape, or form. Delightful Deliveries, it's branded by you.
Mm.
So it doesn't even say like this gift was brought to you by Delightful Deliveries and Ryan. It just says Ryan Belod. So
Yeah.
Okay, here's the-
pretty cool option, I thought. They've
Yeah.
obviously got higher versions of it where you can get 10 and 20 and 30 every
Right.
month all year, but that's kind of the taste of what it costs to get into business
That's
on
the
a
point,
subscription
yeah.
with them. So I thought
Mhm.
that was cool.
That's cool. Thank you for sharing that. It's delightful deliveries, you say?
Yeah,
Delightful Deliveries.
Okay.
it says delightful delivery 757.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
I'll say that.
So yeah, let us know how that goes. And that would be, great for, and maybe Jan, we should look into this because we have clients out in Suffolk and Smithfield and Williamsburg and Yorktown. And that's not always convenient for a pop by. So
Right. Yeah,
although
and
I'm
they'll
spending a
do it
lot of time in
anywhere.
Yorktown lately.
Oh,
So um,
I'm
so anyway,
about
so
to.
yeah, keep us posted on that, Ryan.
Okay.
Um, other thoughts here. You want to do fast follow-up, right? When you have a new lead, get on them right away. Right? If you get an email inquiry on something, respond as quickly as you can because it's in their brain right there at that moment. They want it. Again, if you're face to face with someone, hey, let me shoot you a text so that I have your cell phone and you have mine. We'll chat later, kind of thing. Use of automated follow-up messages. There are all kinds of automated systems. We just talked about gifts here with delightful deliveries. And here they go trying to sell you things. This is our 6-point proven process, right?
yeah.
Your database, past clients and sphere of influence, re-engage, add news prospects, stay top of mind, convert, and then you just keep working the circle over and over again. Yeah, here's starting to really look at their stuff kind of thing. But I just really wanted to bring this to you. And again, you have this in your email, but I wanted to talk with you all about follow-up because that is the struggle in this business. And even to this day, I go, holy crap, I forgot to call so and so, right? Your phone is your friend, right? Because I can do this right here. Hey Siri, remind me to follow up this afternoon at 2 p.m. with Donna Stewart. And it's in my phone and it will pop up. Right.
Right.
I can do that from the car, right? Most of us can just shout out, hey Siri, and it'll listen to us. Or, if you have CarPlay, you hit the button or something like that. And I do that a lot. Now, it doesn't mean I always follow through, but at least it's there as a reminder. And there may be something else like, so with this message, when it pops up this afternoon, I'm going to probably freak out like, why am I following up with Donna today? I have no idea. But, then I can at least say, okay, well, Donna, I'm giving you a call because my phone said that I needed to follow up with you. And I'm sorry, I don't know what we talked about. I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank. What were we going to talk about? And she's like, oh, you were going to send me the name of the grass seed that you liked. Oh, that's right. Let me look that up and I'll send it right over to you. Right. And there's a certain authenticity in that, right? You should never be ashamed to say, I have a note here that says to follow up with you. And for the life of me, I can't remember. What were we talking about earlier? You at least remembered to call, right? And they probably forgot too. And so that's a way to re-engage. The Post-it notes, I still struggle with that. Jan will attest, my desk at home is full of Post-it notes. I go through them regularly, right? That's a habit that you have to develop, is to start thumbing through your Post-it notes, thumbing through your notebook where you've made notes, because you have, as Brian Buffini calls it, acres of diamonds right there, right beneath your feet that you're just letting languish. I've even, years ago, I've taken those Post-it note leads from other agents in the office and re-engaged them. Because like, oh yeah, hey, well, yeah, I talked to Marlene Brantley a couple of years ago about this, never did anything, but yeah, let's go ahead and do something now. Totally forgot it. Yeah, I do want to buy a rental property. Cut Marlene a referral fee and off we go. It's follow-up is critical in this business. Any questions or thoughts on follow-up? Any creative ways that we may have left off the list for follow-up? No?
Pretty much covered them all, I think. All I can think of.
Any questions about the guilt of following up or pestering people with follow-up?
I don't think so.
Okay. So use that worksheet. Again, there's probably another 10 pages left in that worksheet. They're trying to sell you something, so take that with a grain of salt. But, use that to jog your memory. Start really adding people to your database. If anything, something as simple as like a Google Sheet or an Excel spreadsheet, just to start tracking information and keeping things together. But Moxie is there for you. You have your Long and Foster email with the Outlook system to organize your contacts there. You can make notes in the contacts as well. But basically just whatever system works for you, develop that system and put it into play, right? And just say, okay, at least once a month, I'm going to contact a quarter of my database, and then say, okay, this month, for the month of June, who am I going to contact? For the month of July, who am I going to contact? And just keep rotating through that. The most successful agents in this business are always in contact with their people, and they're always following up, and they're always making progress down their list of their sphere of influence. All right.
All right.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Looking forward, we do have training next week, I believe, and then the Buffini Brain Trust is coming up. When is it? At the end of the month, I believe. Let me pull up my calendar. Buffini Brain Trust on the 26th, and we're going to be talking about, I think it's Scott Jeffrey Miller, and being intentional and not accidental with your business and business development. There's a great podcast episode that I've linked to. It's on our Facebook group in the events section. The Buffini Brain Trust, open to all, but especially all of our Buffini acolytes. Hope you can join us then.
Cool. I'm going to be listening to that one from the car.
Yeah.
But I will be there.
Full disclosure, I listened to 4 interviews with Scott Miller to get the best podcast.
Awesome.
So there's a couple of other interviews of the same exact content, but some of it just was tone deaf. Some of it just the chemistry between the podcaster and Scott Miller was just not great. This guy on the Read to Lead podcast, I never heard of him before, but it was a great interview. So 33 minutes worth every single minute.
Sweet.
All right. There you go. See you next
All right,
time.
gang.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.